Okay, so kickoff for Dolphins Bengals is in about an hour, so I need to go ahead and record my picks for the week and get them up real fucking quick. So I'll just kind of speed read these as much as I can. First up, Fins Bengals. Dolphins are coming off of a huge win and an exhausting win. They have a short week. I genuinely don't know if Tua is playing or if he's still concussed. Meanwhile, the Bengals coming off their first win, which was pretty relaxing, pretty comfortable. They just kind of showed up in New York, beat the shit out of the Jets. They're like, all right, I guess we're good. And when I look at that and I'm like, everything kind of seems like it's in the Bengals' favor. I mean, it's a short week for them too. But just given how exhausted Miami seemed like they were by the end of that game, the situation with Tua, I should pick Cincinnati, but I'm not. I'm rolling with the Dolphins. I think this team is really good. And I feel like this, at least first 3 weeks, again, shit can change. But right now, they look amazing. I think they're going to keep rolling. There's a chance, again, like the shit going against them this week that they lose, but I think they keep it going. Vikings Saints. This is a London game, and I look at them like, dude, anything can happen at that point. You're dealing with jet lag. You're dealing with, different. I mean, we always talk about how it's like, oh yeah, when a team has to go all the way across the country in different time zones, it usually affects them. They're going all the way across the fucking Atlantic Ocean, man. Anything can happen in a game like this. I was just kind of seeing if I had anything else to say. I don't, except for our offense looks like complete shit. We look like ass. But if anything can happen, I'm going to take us to win. My heart's not in it, and I hate that. This is my team. My heart beats for my team, but I'm not like, yeah, I feel confident. We're going to win this one. I'm like, I'm not going to pick us to lose, especially in kind of a jank situation, but do I really think we're going to win? No, not with the way our offense has been playing, but I'll still pick us, so there's that. Seahawks Lions. I don't think Seattle is that good. Every passing week, I feel like week 1 was the fluke. It was, here's all the emotions. We're going to get it out. We're going to get this huge win. Then we're going to lose every other game. Detroit, they look like the better team. They look like a solid team. And I think I said this in my week 2 reactions. This is a team that... Wait, was it week 2? Yeah, sorry. I think I said week 3. This is now week 4. My mistake. I'm stupid. I don't know how numbers work. In my week 3 reactions, Detroit to me feels like a team that's still learning how to win. And once they figure that out and can do it consistently, they're going to be really, really good. Right now, they're just good and scrappy, but I think that's definitely enough to get past Seattle. And I mean, it's the Lions. I said I'm going to pick them every week. I'm still going to pick them, but I feel like unlike last week, where I was kind of going against what I thought was going to happen here, I get to pick them, and I think they're going to win. Jets Steelers. This might be the Steelers' annual game where they play down to their competition and they just look terrible for an entire game, but still somehow win. I think the Jets are going to play fine. I don't know if Zach Wilson is officially coming back. It sounds like he might. Either way, I think the Steelers get a very clutch play on defense and a really close game. I could see this game being tied or a 3-point game. Steelers get the clutch play on defense and either kick the game-winning field goal or are able to then kneel out the clock because they were already up a bit. But I've got Pittsburgh winning. Bears Giants. I think this is a team where 2 quarterbacks don't play very well. I think we're going to see a handful of, combined, maybe 2-3 interceptions, a couple fumbles, solid rushing yards from both quarterbacks, and ultimately the Bears defense do just enough to win. I don't feel like the Giants are going to come out of this going man, we lost 2 straight, we now suck. I feel like there's still going to be some good building blocks from this game and from this season overall, but I do think Chicago wins. Colts Titans. I didn't actually flip a coin. I just said, fuck it, I'll pick the Colts. But I don't know, man. These 2 teams each have 1 win in 3 weeks. neither of them has really looked that good. Like, the Titans looked good in the first half against the Giants and the first half against the Raiders. And then in both, they just kind of let the other teams come back. Now, they were able to hold on against the Raiders, but that's not conducive to winning football. The Colts, meanwhile, had a comeback against the Texans that ended in a tie. Didn't know what the fuck they were doing in Jacksonville, which you could say the same thing about the Titans of Buffalo. And last week, it sounded like they just kind of pulled a bunch of rabbits out of their asses and managed to beat the Chiefs. Or more like the Chiefs beat themselves and the Colts just capitalized on it. So neither the Colts or the Titans look that good, but Indy just looks a little better to me on paper. I guess not really, but I have to pick a winner because I don't think it's going to end in a tie, so fuck it, Colts, I guess. The Bolts and the Texans. I don't know if Herbert is still playing. He played last week. I assume he is, but I know he's still hurt. I know his offensive line is not that great. I know they lost against the Texans last year, and that win would have put them in the playoffs. It feels kind of weird to say this is my upset pick. I think the Texans finally get one. They've been very close for 3 straight weeks. I think they shock a lot of people. I think both teams, in a sense, shock a lot of people. But yeah, I think Houston wins, and the Chargers go to 0-3, but Houston gets on the board. Next is Cleveland and Atlanta. So the first thing is, I did hear about what happened with Myles Garrett. It sounds like he was in a bad car crash. I hope he is okay. It sounds like he is, but I hope he's able to recover. I have no idea how this is going to affect him in the long run, like his playing career, if he's like how, I really don't know like how severe it is, but I genuinely hope he's okay. I think even without him, Cleveland should be fine. He didn't really do a whole lot in the Pittsburgh game, so to me that kind of should, like, even though he was technically on the field, since he wasn't doing a whole lot, you can probably win a couple games without him, and I feel like Atlanta is definitely one of the games you can win. Now, they finally got on the board. It seemed Arthur Smith learned that getting the ball to Kyle Pitts, it's not just fantasy football wins. It can translate to actual football wins. I still think Cleveland gets it done. Next is Washington at Dallas. So, Washington gave up 9 sacks last week to the Eagles, and now they have to play against Micah Parsons. I think Dallas is going to eat Carson Wentz alive. They're going to get him early. They're going to get him often. When he's not getting sacked or like just blasted around, I think he's going to throw some interceptions. I think Trayvon Diggs is definitely going to get his hands on one. I think Washington is able to make a comeback in the fourth quarter, but kind of like against the Eagles, it's going to be far too little too late. Actually, no, I would say that's more like against the Lions, where they were, kind of starting to mount a comeback, but it was too late. The Eagles was just, they really weren't able to do shit. Even their comeback was like barely much of anything. Like that was a whimper. That wasn't even a battle. But yeah, I've got Dallas winning. I got Cooper Rush going to 4-0. After that, Jags-Eagles. This is surprisingly sounds like one of the best matchups of the week. Doug Peterson is going back to Philly, the place where he won a Super Bowl. I feel like he's going to get an interesting ovation where people are like, you're the coach that did it for us. Here's your love, here's your claps. And then they're going to start booing him like really fast. This is a game where I'm kind of going back and forth. I don't really know who I think is going to win. I keep picking against Philly and they keep proving me wrong, so I think I need to go ahead and pick them. But I haven't picked them yet, and I honestly don't think the Jags are a meme pick right now. I think they look like a good team. I really, really want to pick Jacksonville, but I keep not picking Philly, and it bites me in the ass, so I am going to roll with Philly to win. I think this is going to be a blast of a game, though. Bills-Ravens. So, the Bills are, after what happened last week, they're going to come out angry. They're going to play aggressive. I'm sorry, just the thing of the coaches are just throwing shit after the game was amazing. But I can't lie. I love seeing that passion. Like, this is a guy who cares about his team. He wants his team to win and do well. I think the offense is going to go into Baltimore and they're going to they're just going to play like crazy. But the Ravens are going to do the exact same thing. I think Lamar has scored 5 total touchdowns in 2 straight games. That's fucking bonkers. He is saying like, hey, Baltimore, you owe me money now. It's like, I want the contract and someone is going to give it to me. I'd rather it be you because you're the team that drafted me. This is where I've been playing. But I'm going to make myself the hottest commodity on the market. And so far, yeah, he's fucking doing it. And unfortunately for Buffalo, they kind of don't have a secondary right now because of all the injuries. So this is a game where I really feel like it's who has the ball last. Whoever has the ball last is going to win, or whoever punts first is going to lose. I specifically remember the Bills-Chiefs game. I was like, who the fuck is going to win this game? Whoever punts first is going to lose. And Buffalo ended up punting first. But I will make an official, actual pick. I will say Baltimore wins because they actually have a semblance of an intact defense. But man, I think this is going to be a very high-scoring shootout. Speaking of which, Cards-Panthers. I think the Cardinals' defense is going to make the Panthers' offense look a lot better than they are. But I do think, because for whatever reason, Kyler Murray is great on the road. I think road Kyler Murray is also gonna, Cardinals are gonna fucking soar. I do have the Cardinals winning this game. I think it's gonna be surprisingly pretty close, but I do think they win. Denver and Vegas. Vegas can't go 0-4, man. Like, that team is too talented. They're too desperate now. I think they're gonna be able to pull it off. Oh, sorry. I was trying to read some of my notes and I couldn't quite understand what that says. But the thing is that I think their offense just generally looks better than Denver's does, although Denver does have a very solid defense. I think Denver is going to make a very crucial mistake near the end of the game. It might be like a missed a catch that would have been a touchdown that gets dropped. It could be a turnover. It could just be Nathaniel Hackett making decisions. But whatever it is, I feel like there's going to be a very crucial mistake that they make, which is what allows the Raiders to seal the game. Patriots and the Packers. Mac Jones isn't playing, so I think Brian Hoyer is going to be playing, and yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to take this. I think the Packers, they're kind of sort of starting to find a rhythm in their offense, and I think this is a game where they actually kind of get some shit together, although I do think Belichick is able to mastermind a defensive game plan to make it closer than it maybe should be, but I still think Green Bay wins. Chiefs-Bucks. This is the Sunday night primetime game. The Bucks offense fucking sucks. They scored 1 touchdown against Tampa and a bunch of field goals, 1 touchdown against New Orleans, and some of their other scores were helped by, bad turnovers. And they also scored 1 touchdown last week against Green Bay. They can't do shit, man. The problem with the Chiefs is they have 2 modes. Cruise control, where they just don't play super well, and then they have just Lightning McQueen. What did I have to say? I was about to combine 2 different things. I was saying Lightning McQueen, I was going to say Ka-chow, but I was also going to say, way too fast, which is actually from, the first Mario Kart. It's an ad for Mario Kart. It's only 2 speeds, fast and way too fast, but that's the Chiefs. It's either cruise control or way too fast. I think for a lot of the game, they're going to be on cruise control because the Bucks have such a good defense. I think in the fourth quarter, though, they're able to turn it on, go way too fast, and they score 2-3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and that's what gives them the win. And the Monday night game last of the week, Rams, 49ers. With the exception of the NFC Championship game, the 49ers have just kind of had the Rams number. I think that continues. Like I've said, I don't feel especially confident in the Rams. Now, it's not like the 49ers look that great so far either. But given their general history with each other the past few years, I think the 49ers probably get it done. I wouldn't be shocked if the Rams won, but I don't see San Francisco going 1-3. So those are my picks for the week. So to kind of run through them again, I've got the Dolphins, the Saints, the Lions, the Steelers, the Bears, the Colts, the Texans, the Browns, the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Ravens, the Cardinals, I almost said the Vegas, the Raiders, the Packers, the Chiefs, and the 49ers. So last week I went 4-12 in my picks. It's possible I could do worse. I sincerely hope I don't, but we'll see. Maybe I actually manage to go 0-16. But so I'll probably make something tomorrow to go over the game that's about to be played in an hour. And then probably on either Sunday or Monday, just talk about the other games that have already happened this week. But until then, bye.